So the Ubisoft Forward event has just ended, and we finally got the announcement of a Mario and Rabbids sequel being Sparks of Hope. But really the big news here, everyone, is the fact that Grant Kirkhope is back. That's right, composing the music once again. I'm super excited for that. Seriously though, we just got the whole reveal, even though it was leaked a little bit early beforehand, thanks to the official Nintendo website. But we got Scene in Motion, we got a full CG trailer, we got some actual gameplay, and I, for one, am super stoked for this. But how are you guys feeling? Let's start off with you, Tris, because I know you actually weren't a huge fan of the original. Did this do anything to change your mind?
I love Mario Galaxy, so seeing the whole Galaxy inspiration here is really neat.
Rosalina, Rabbit. Yeah, I can't say it. Jesus.
Rabbid Rosalina's a little weird, but what definitely makes me uncomfortable are the Rabbid Lumas, or the things called Sparks. I love Lumas. Those are some of my favorite Mario creatures. I do not like that design for them. It's really, really cursed content.
I love that. That's why I love the design, because it is so incredibly cursed. How about you, Joey? You played most of... Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Tress. Keep going.
I was going to say, but as a whole, though, this does look really interesting. And that's a good thing, because the original game, while in the end, I didn't quite enjoy playing it, I was really interested all the way up until the point. So the pre-release content and the marketing for it is just as good as back then, if not better already, which is great.
How about you, Joey? You were a fan of the original, having played most of it. What do you think about what do you think about what you saw here today?
Well, first of all, I thought we were going to talk about Avatar, so I don't appreciate the
that was a surprise too.
The deceit. But no, I'm excited for this too. It gives me a reason to go back and actually finish Mario Rabbids. I played a fair amount of it. I got to the last area, but it gets so stinking hard at that point. It gets really stinking hard before that area too. So I definitely need to go back and maybe I'll start a new fresh save file and just refamiliarize myself with the controls. But yeah, I wish this wasn't leaked beforehand. This would have been a way more exciting announcement otherwise. But it's still really cool to see that we're finally getting a sequel to this game after almost 4 years.
Yeah,
it's gonna be longer by the time it comes out. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, do you like we didn't see a ton of the gameplay, of course, but I think we saw some new weapons in action. We saw a seemingly revised battle system, or at least how the battles start, where the enemies can now attack you on the world map, kind of like how it works in the other Paper Mario game, or in the other Mario RPG games like Paper Mario, which is a bit different, and that seems to transport you to a custom arena, as opposed to the original game where the battles took place in these set areas in the overworld. So yeah, what do you kind of think about that so far?
I am liking that it looks like there's at least the general traveling between battles. It looks to be more kind of in a third-person platformer type perspective. It's not going to be a platformer at all, but I noticed in the first game it is kind of a top-down sort of experience. So maybe this is hinting at, for the sequel, maybe this is hinting at more world elements of exploration. Maybe we'll see more side quests. Were there even any side quests in the first game? I hardly remember.
Not really. It's pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll see stuff like that. Just all kinds of possibilities that I'm thinking could be possible for Sparks of Hope, and they've been working on this for a stinking long time too. So I really hope that they got the amount of time and budget they need. They spared no expense to make this an out of this world sequel.
Well, evidently that's the case, because they've already talked about DLC for the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't even have a proper release date. We just know it's coming next year. And there's already details talking about how the game will have post-launch content.
That's a bit...
Wow, all right, they've got this mapped out, they're ready, they're probably a lot further along in development than we realize they are.
I mean, the first game did have the Donkey Kong expansion, that came not super long after the original game's release. So yeah, they probably have some kind of, obviously they have some kind of roadmap. It is a little surprising they're announcing it early, but hey, that's exciting for me. Assuming this is a full-length game, and they add another expansion on top of it, possibly, that'd be cool. And for me, myself, I love the whole, Galaxy concept. I'm a huge fan of Mario Galaxy in general. So the fact it brings in I keep on calling her Rosaluma now. Rosalina and a Luma, a Rabbid Luma. It's all good news. And Joey, you kind of touched on something interesting that you're right. this world, actually, the perspective is a bit different this time. Like, the camera seems to be lower. The world seems to be a little bit more open, like a little bit less rigid, a little bit less confined. And it does make me think that this is going to be maybe a slightly broader experience, you know, in being able to explore maybe some more action-focused elements on the world map. I'm just speculating, I don't know. But yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. But we do see that you still have the same, like, rabbit cursor with you. So that still seems to be how you get around by, you know, the rabbit cursor like steers everyone, I assume, and will also be used again in battle, I imagine. But yeah, well, I do like that they're expanding seemingly the world in general.
That thing needs to be there, so there's some level of dialogue in the game, because otherwise there's like no text, no dialogue. Exactly. If I recall, that was what talks to the player directly.
Right.
We need another singing boss though. That's what we need.
Oh,
and I know they're gonna bring it back in some way.
He was so great, so fantastic. Yeah, Tristy, you gotta go back to the first game and play far enough.
I think I actually got to that point.
Oh, did you?
Beat him. I think that's where I stopped.
It's a tough boss. Yeah, I remember having trouble with that one. Now the setting here doesn't seem to be like the Mushroom Kingdom or anything, or at least we don't see any Mushroom Kingdoms, I think, in the trailer. They seem to be all like new environments, which, you know, a diverse array of environments, seemingly based on different planets you visit, it looks like. So I wonder if we're going to get any recognizably like Nintendo areas this time, or if it's mostly going to be like custom-built areas or regions.
Are you just hoping we go to Throwback Galaxy?
I'll revisit Whomp's Fortress anytime you want me to. Heck yeah.
Exactly. Give us Bomb Bomb Battlefield.
Exactly.
Again.
Oh, that I would, and that actually would be a perfect place for like a battle to take place, right? I would love that. Yeah. I think
there are a lot of bombs. There are a lot of bombs that we keep.
Such a good point. I think they're one of the enemies that attacks Mario on the world map, initiating the battle. And that seems, and actually that kind of further augments the idea of this being a more open environment. The fact that you can dodge enemies, the fact that alone adds a bit of an action element to the game, where you don't necessarily have to fight everyone like you did before. And that could add some implications for like the leveling up system, where you know, you possibly could be underleveled if you're skipping past enemy battles and whatnot. So it does kind of like just make everything feel a little bit more freer, a little bit more open, and that's really exciting. You know, I'm really it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna feel even more possibly Mario-esque than even Mario Kingdom Battle did, which is saying something, I think, because that game felt very much Mario, at the same time feeling very much unique and distinct, and that's going to be the case here too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it'll be a little bit more Mario-like.
At least now we have an answer to everyone who's been wanting a Super Mario Galaxy 3. Here you are.
Right?
Exactly.
That's it. Exactly. So anytime they go back to space, I'm down. And something else that stood out to me too is the actual visuals. Like overall, I think it looks looking pretty sharp. There is a noticeable downgrade coming from the CG trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a gameplay. But what really stood out to me is the animation during battle, which seems like it almost seemed like way more free flowing. And I'm like, is this still like grid based? And I think it is. But like the characters seem to move around with like a fluidity now, where they're no longer adhering just strictly to like this grid or lines connecting them.
Yeah.
Like Mario seems to like shift his weight better. Like it almost looks like they have like Naughty Dog doing like the animations. Do you guys notice that too, or yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I totally think like everything about this game is just going to be better.
Right.
Potentially, like not down to the littlest details, and I think animation is one of them, because now like the team's more familiar with how to animate Mario and the Rabbids and all these other characters.
Yep.
So I have a feeling like we're gonna see much smoother animations here, and it reminds me of Luigi's Mansion 3, which is like the pinnacle of Mario animation. Like, oh my goodness, the game looks so good. And
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna look great on this game here as well. And just because it looks good, guys, doesn't mean it's probably running on a Switch Pro. I just need to say that. Like, stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth mentioning though. Like how you mentioned, it looks the same kind of animation as Luigi's Mansion 3, where it has that level of expression. And I know the original game had a lot of that. I still don't stop seeing people meme the dab that Luigi does. But there's there was a lot of expressiveness in the original game, but the fact that they're doing more in this one, and I think it really is a case of the original game, for as hyped up as it was very experimental. Now they know it works.
Exactly.
And we saw that with the Donkey Kong DLC of the original as well. They knew it would work at this point. And now like they're in their prime, they know what they're doing, and they're having more fun with it because they know, yeah, this will work. This is going to be great. and they're going all in on it, and it's great to see, honestly.
It does seem like there's like a renewed confidence here. Not that that there was a lack of confidence before, but like they know it works. It's worked twice now, effectively, as you said, and now they can play around with the idea even more. And not just a confidence in the development team, but even probably from Nintendo themselves too. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they let them go even more, even more off the wall with some of these concepts and characterizations. Now that they know that Ubisoft can be trusted with one of their most core IPs, and that didn't completely fall apart. And I'm really excited to see what exactly this team brings to the table. We're already seeing maybe some hint as to like some of this, in some ways that this game may be going a little bit beyond the original with some of these new characters. Like we have that one rabbit who like he's got like the green hair or whatever, and like he's slicing up everyone. And I love how you get the reaction of the Mario gang, and almost like they're all like falling in love with this guy, like they're all really impressed.
I think it's a girl.
Oh, is it a girl? I didn't realize that. Okay. Rabbid Mario straight up has hard eyes.
Oh,
you're right, actually. Well, yeah, maybe, it's a.
And I think
never know.
the voice was female.
Okay,
too.
got it.
Like, yeah, as she slit the throats of those enemies, she was literally slitting their throats, guys.
They're rabbit enemies. They don't have throats. That's how they get away with it.
Point is, the entire party is impressed. Even Peach is looking on in being stunned. And then we also have the other character too, who has like this. He reminds me of Incineroar. Like he's got like this. He's like a tiger. He's got like a giant beard. It looks like.
It's Rabbid Tony the Tiger.
Yeah. So what do we make of these two?
I have no clue what to make of them. They're clearly not based on any. I have no clue what to make of them because they just look like original designs. And the enemy Cursa is also an original design. So.
Right.
They're definitely getting through to some originality here. I feel like they can get away with making it more of their own game than just making it a pure Mario game. Like you were just talking about earlier, Andre, there was kind of some pressure the first time and wondering if you could trust this team. I can't imagine the pressure or like the stress that team was under.
Yeah.
Like just making the game in general. They could have thought this game could have been revealed and everyone would have hated it because it's just like oh god, Mario with the Rabbids, that's so annoying, that's awful. And then when it got announced and then it came out, everyone loves it now. So now it's just like they're fully confident now in this game, and that just makes me more excited for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And you kind of touched on the main villain too, Cursa, I believe, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's almost like a cosmic horror type villain here. Like this is like a Kirby level villain, or like something you find in Smash Brothers, and that's kind of exciting. Like what exactly is going on here? And
I mean, I think it's interesting that it doesn't look like what we're fighting is a rabbit-based enemy,
right?
And then we see like the hood pulls down. It is a giant rabbit-based enemy or something. But I am curious of what this enemy can even do, because we've seen the level at which they were messing with like the creation of the sparks, which are the Lumas fused with the Rabbids. So messing with them, taking them, and creating chaos across these different planets through the galaxy. And as interesting as that is, I'm curious in what way they make the chaos. Do they literally just make the enemies? Do they control them? Are they controlled by some bigger baddie? Mm-hmm. Where's Bowser in all this, for example?
Right.
We know he's there.
Yeah, we saw him.
I didn't finish the first game. Maybe Bowser's just freaking dead.
That'd be
well, he's on the key art for this one, so unless he's dry
yeah.
Bowser now, he has to be here.
Yes.
That'd be. I'm okay with no dry Bowser being here.
Ever again.
Yeah. No, I'm just really excited for everything about this game. Like there's something about the art style in this game. Obviously, being true to Mario, but it also feels like just, I don't know, maybe like a little bit looser or something. And I like it. Like I just like how it just has a very visually appealing style. And the entire thing is a concept that should have never worked. Like combining Mario with the Rabbids, and they somehow made it work. I don't know how, and I'm just really looking forward to how exactly they're going to broaden everything. Unfortunately, we didn't see a ton of it. Like most of what we saw was a beautiful looking cutscene. Like that looked great, but we didn't see nearly as much of the on the gameplay side, and that's where most of the mysteries are going to lie, I think. But I think we'll be doing an in-depth real-time analysis soon after this discussion, so hopefully we can uncover some more of those mysteries. But yeah, did anything else stand out about this trailer and gameplay demonstration to you two?
The weapons mostly.
Yeah.
you got Mario who can shoot, I guess, 2 enemies in 1 turn that are like totally opposite of each other because now that he dual wields.
Right.
You saw Rabbid Peach use the pointer device as like a way of traversal. I don't remember if you could do that in the first game.
I don't believe so. Yeah, like they actually ride on it, right? Like across the gap or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
And then you got a firework gun. You got a gun that like bounces bullets off of each enemy in like a train. And yeah, the weapons look extremely exciting to use in this game.
Can't forget, we've got Luigi with the bow.
Yes.
And then we have Peach with like the parasol with like a gun on top of the parasol.
Yeah.
Luigi is Green Arrow, confirmed.
Speaking.
Perfect. This is the best canon now.
It totally is. Speaking of Luigi in the best canon, Rabbid Luigi has a new look this time. Now actually wearing overalls rather than the what was it, like just a robe before, basically?
Just like a sweater.
Yeah, sweater.
Yeah, it was like
that
an
was
oversized
it.
sweater.
Yeah, which is kind of in hindsight, it was a bit of an odd choice. So I actually much prefer the look this time. I think kind of brings it more in line with everyone, and I saw a lot of people like very happy about that when that was revealed. I think firstly starting with the website, but then in the trailer. So. But yeah, the weapons, the weapons I think are all exciting looking, particularly because like the more they add, the more that's going to augment the strategy nature of the game. Like this is like despite being Mario and a simplistic style strategy RPG, there's still a lot of strategy that goes into it. And having weapons that reflect or being able to shoot in multiple directions at a time, being able to cross gaps now, like this is all gonna change how you play, and that's gonna just make it feel like a lot more fresh too. The Donkey Kong DLC already kind of like played around with some ideas too for how just that kind of showcases how tweaking a few things can really make it feel a bit different. And yeah, that's partially why I'm really excited for this too.
Do you guys think Yoshi's fully gone? Because he's nowhere on the key art and he wasn't shown off in the trailer at all. Both Yoshi and Rabbid Yoshi.
Right.
Triss. No one's ever really gone.
Yoshi was in Mario Galaxy 2, but was missing from the first Mario Galaxy. Maybe in the sequel to Sparks of Hope, we'll get it. So.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll get a DLC focus.
Exactly. All right. Any other thoughts, everyone, before we wrap it up?
Curious when in 2022 this will actually come out.
I think early. I think first half of the year. Like I would be shocked if it's not out by the time of next E3.
I think we'll hear more about it again in the fall direct, if there is going to be one, and then that's when we'll get a release date. But it's a bit ways out. I still got to replay the first game, so
yeah,
you got time.
You got the Donkey Kong DLC too, which isn't that long,
Exactly.
so I think you can do it. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us here. So thank you so much for watching our discussion of the new Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope game. I keep on calling it now either Something Spirits or Sparks of Kirkhope because of Kirkhope doing the soundtrack. Oh, that's so great.
Yes.
But yeah, if you like this discussion, make sure to click that subscribe button, ring that bell, and of course stay tuned for more coverage of the game and everything else from E3. Like I said, we should hopefully have an analysis coming up of some kind, and then in addition, we'll have coverage of Nintendo show on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Should be a big day. Should be a lot of fun. So with that, we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.